I tell you what, I think the only people that around and found out harder than federal employees that voted for Trump is farmers that voted for Trump. This farmer voted for Trump. Now his family farm is barely getting by. The Thomases took a 10% hit when the Trump administration abruptly cut $1 billion from two programs that supplied local produce and meat to schools and food banks across the country. Two things Republicans hate: schools and food banks. Said the financial insecurity makes my depression worse, Jacob said recently. He was trying to remain optimistic, reminding himself it was still earlier in the year. Just because one program went away, there's still plenty of time to pivot. Though the Thomases and many of their neighbors voted for Donald Trump last November, the consequences of this administration's wide-ranging cuts and uncertainty over tariffs have already had a profound impact on this hilly corner of northeast Kansas, one of the hardest hit states for agriculture during Trump's last trade war. It says, for many, the pride that they felt when President Trump spoke of his love for farmers in his March 6th address to Congress has given way to a growing sense of helplessness, frustration, and anger. How did you not learn from his first term? It's like people have no memory. Their hate and fear of having a black woman for president could cause them to lose their family farm. And I bet they'd vote for him again if they could.
This to me is like, you voted for him, and now you're seeing the true colors. Now you want people to feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you, man. I don't feel sorry for you at all. You knew this was going to happen, and now you want people to pity party. Nah. This is your issue. Now you're going to have to actually work. I don't give a F. You wanted Trump. You advocated for Trump. Now you got what you wanted. Now enjoy your next 4 years, because it's only going to get worse.
So the farmers in America, they lost all their workers because they got deported. And then they voted for Trump. And then they lost a lot of the grants because this guy Musk has been, cleaning out, and he's taking from the poor. The farmers can't pay their bills. They're having to sell. And J.D. Vance set up a company so that he could buy farms. They're buying all the farms in America, just like they did with all the private houses. Oh, you guys are so smart. You're brilliant. You can't make this. Okay, I have positive news. Here's the positive news. Decades of proud ignorance that you've had is coming to an end. Jesus.
Breaking news, the Trump administration has blocked a U.S. Department of Agriculture report showing a $49.5 billion deficit in agricultural trade products with the United States and the rest of the world due to his tariffs. The report was dated May 29th, and the report has been heavily redacted. Donald Trump held it up because he didn't want the world and didn't want the U.S. citizens and MAGA and others to see that because of his actions, farmers are going to lose billions and billions of dollars thanks to Donald Trump's trade policies. They did so before in his first term, where he had to bail them out to the tune of about $30 billion because of his trade war and tariff war with China at the time. Still seeing the same thing now. China and many other countries have canceled contracts with the United States. They're looking outside the United States to purchase, and farmers and those that are employed on farms are going to pay the price for Donald Trump. There you have it. Love to hear from my Democrats and my MAGAs and my crazies and my cuckoos and my burned out labels. They want to hide everything, just like Ron DeSantis in Florida want to hide everything. How is that Hope for Florida Foundation going, Governor DeSantis? Got a little win today. Sorry. Love to hear from my Democrats and my MAGAs, my crazies and my cuckoos.
Well, my friends, our farmers are in full-blown crisis, and it's not because of Mother Nature. It's because of Donald Trump's reckless tariffs that have torched decades of trade relationships and handed America's agriculture future to China and Brazil on a silver platter. 12,000 tons of pork canceled. Soybean exports collapsed, and family farms are now shutting down. And it doesn't stop there. Longshoremen, truckers, warehouse workers, entire communities are being gutted. This didn't have to happen, but Trump wanted a trade war. He wanted headlines, and now our farmers are paying the price while China laughs its way to the Brazilian soybean fields. And to make it worse, farmers who sign contracts with their own government, they're being stiffed, left holding the bag. So let me be clear. I will fight like hell to rebuild our rural economy, restore fair trade, and make sure American farmers never again become pawns in a MAGA publicity stunt. This district deserves better. America deserves better.
All right, folks, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for coming back to watch our videos. And I would love to request, if you are new here, please don't go without subscribing. And please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Yeah, for algorithm to recommend this video to many people. All right, now the topic of today is the US farmers, Trump-loving farmers. Man, these very people are so important in our society. They are so important in our community. Yes, farming is a very hard job. So now the story of these farmers is not what they do. No. It's what they did like a few months ago. Now these very farmers, they went ahead and voted for Trump. All right. All of you guys, you know that. And you remember also in the first election, they voted for Trump, and they went in a hardship. They take themselves in a hardship situation. They take themselves where they're going to lose their farms. But again, they got a savior who have saved them from the losses, from the, everything they were facing. They got the government funds, they got the government support, they got the market, they got everything, and then they got back on a good line. And then in 2024, they went ahead and voted against their own interest. They voted the guy, who they voted in the past, and again, the guy did the same thing. To them. Right now, some are about to lose their farms. Now, these are the things these people have voted. They voted about tariffs, okay? They thought they're going to punish China. They thought those tariffs are going to punish other countries, okay? And then those tariffs came back and punished them. You've seen the soybean farmers who lost their market, to Brazil. Brazil now have a Chinese market, which is the biggest market of soybeans in the world. Now, remember, another thing is these farmers, they voted about deportation. That's the thing you forgot. They voted about deportation, and those immigrants that was working in their farms, they are no longer here. They are no longer working in the farms. So those are the things, these people that have voted against themselves, that is affecting them, because right now they don't have workers. The produce is rotting in their farms. They don't have someone to go and harvest. They don't have someone to go and take care of the farms. And they will not go to work in those farms. Yes, they own the farms. I believe some even they don't know how to take care of their farms, which is a problem right now they are facing, because they don't know how to take care of those farms. Those farms was taken care by the immigrants. Now they don't know who is going to take care of that farms. Again, they lost the government support. Trump told them, I'm not going to support you. He just terminated the USAID. They said it's 9 days, but I think he's terminated. He's no longer going to support the farmers. Now, these farmers are crying. These farmers, they are facing a mounting financial pressure in 2025, sparkling the debate of Trump's tariffs. Tariffs have affected farmers in a bad way. Okay. Yes. Now these farmers, they are in the moment of thinking, and they are in the situation of thinking if they did the right decision. But you guys, what I can tell you, you did a second time. It was the second time, not even the first time. You didn't learn. You haven't learned from the first time. You did it the second one. So what do you want? What do you expect? What do you want people to say here? It is your time to face the reality. It is your time to face what you voted for. Because if you voted for hardship, you get hardship. All right, you didn't want to give the black woman the chair. I understand. You don't want the black woman to rule you. It's up to you. Don't want the black woman to to decide for you. Okay, but now you're affected. You're crying. You don't have a market. You lost everything. You're about to lose your farms. So who is crying more? Who is crying more? American farmers are grappling with a significant economic shutdown in 2025, marked by a surge in farm bankruptcy and mounting financial distress. While the causes are multifaceted, including depressed commodity price and high input cost, the ongoing impact of tariffs implemented during DT's administration have become a central point of contention and concern within the agricultural community. Some they say DT doesn't know about agriculture. He always tell you that he's going to do the right way. He's going to change the things. He's going to turn around. That's what you're expecting. That's why you are waiting for. You are waiting for the things to turn around. But you guys, you've messed around. You've messed it. You had a good life. You had a good way of maintaining your farms. You had immigrants that was working in your farms. But you voted deporting them. You voted the tariffs, and tariffs affected you instead of China. And right now you don't have workers to come to work your farms. Man, that is it. That is what you deserve. I'm talking about the farmers. Tell me, what do you think about these farmers? Because, man, these are story of generation. People always talk about this story. You know, the tariffs initially imposed as a part of broader trade strategy have had a lingering and complex effect on the agriculture sector. You all know that. While intent to protect American industries, the retaliatory tariffs from major trading partners, particularly China, have significantly disrupted agriculture export markets. I told you that this has led to reduced demands and lower prices for American grown commodities. You all know that. Those are the effects that are affecting the farmers right now. You guys, you voted for that. So it's time to face that. And then, while the government aid such as the American Relief Act of 2025 is a project to provide some support and potentially increase net farm income, it may not be enough to face the deep-seated financial challenges faced by the United States Department of Agriculture forecast that while overall farmer income may see a boost due to these payments, the underlying profitability for many farmers remains significant concern. The economic strain is fueling a new sense and evolving sentiment among farmers, a demographic that has been a strong base of support of DT, while widespread public expression of regret from farmers for Trump are not extensively documented in the dramatic terms of complete breakdown. There is a growing evidence of frustration and anxiety within the farmers. That's what you voted for. Face it. Face it. Yes, we can have sympathy because you guys, you are important to the society. But again, if you hate yourself, what are you expecting? What are you expecting? You're expecting people to come and and have sympathy for you. Is it possible? It's so impossible. Because others also are suffering because of your choices. Others are suffering because of what you decided. That's true. You've seen interviews with the farmers across the country reveal a sense of uneasy and questioning of the long-term benefits of the trade policies. Many who previously supported the tariffs are now voicing concerns about their direct impact on their livelihoods. That's true. They speak of the difficulty in securing loans, the struggle to break even, and even the uncertainty of their financial futures. Some are also scared to lose their farms, which is true. The situation is further complicated because some of the farmers, they don't have people to work in their farms. They don't have, even the government support. So they are going to lose their farms. That's what you voted for. Yes. You've seen a video that some, they don't have people to milk their cows. Some, they don't have people to harvest their produce. So that is the effect of your choices. That is the effect of what you did. Yeah, it is. It is. So, MAGA farmers going bankrupt and losing their farms massively in direct and singular casual link to Trump's tariffs. Not only the tariffs, but also the deportation is one also the case. Yeah, deportation is the case, and the tariffs, and they losing government support. So the economic reality for many in the agriculture sector in this year is undeniably harsh. The financial pressure are real, and the road for long-standing tariffs policies in exacerbating these challenges is a significant and growing part of the conversation within the farming community, leading to a period of critical reassessment for many who have traditionally been strong supporters of the previous administration. So that's the story of the farmers. Tell me in the comment section what do you think about these farmers for Trump loving farmers. Man, these people, they love Trump so much, because to the extent where they hate themselves and they vote against their own interest. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Let's keep our conversation in the comment section down here, and let's meet in the next one.